Okay. I'm learning stuff, y'all. You know, this is new. I need, this is really interesting. Uh, uh, let's fix it. New stuff, y'all. I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you in a minute what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, let me turn that off. I'll tell you guys what I'm trying to figure out. Hello, hello, and welcome. You know, Bathrobe Moments After Dark needs its theme song. And first of all, let me turn this chandelier down. This is not, you know, it gets dark here in the Midwest at 4. Oh shoot. Okay. How's that? It gets dark here in the Midwest around 4 in the afternoon now. Messes me up. Because as soon as it gets dark, I start thinking it's time to go grab this. You right? You know what I'm saying? So you guys, I'm Bathrobe Moments After Dark started a couple weeks ago after being on hiatus for what? I don't know. I need a little more light, I can tell. Being on hiatus for quite a while. And now that Facebook is doing all this crazy stuff and it's a different way to let people in, I just decided to go with Zoom, right? Which I see y'all over there. Welcome everybody, Tanya Neely, Robert Brooker, Jennifer Garrett. We're just gonna sit here and talk for a minute. Chris ought to be coming in here anytime now. He's been sitting in the waiting room. Come on in. You guys, you remember Chris Tomlinson was on my show, the morning version, Bathrobe Moments, a couple weeks ago. And almost 4,000 views on that show. People just love him and his story. And we thought the purpose of Bathrobe Moments After Dark is to take those the best of the best from the morning version and then come step into the night version, step into the dark side. You know, not the dark side like that, but you know, in this. Okay, how about that? We're gonna see what that looks like. So that we can go a little bit deeper. You know, we're not drinking coffee. We're not going up. We're coming down. You know, the morning is to start our day. The evening is to bring it and make it, you know, land it out nice and smooth on the tarmac of purpose. So, hello, Jennifer. Hello, Todd. Chris is here. Todd Hart, how you doing, my man? Chris, come on in. Let me unmute him. Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Chris so smooth. Oh, cool ass Chris. That's what I'm gonna call you. Cool ass Chris. I know you've
Yeah.
heard that many times, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
I know you have because you sound like you a pimp. But anyway, listen, hit the undo your what is it? Your camera. Yep, there you go. Now, if you want to try to turn your thing sideways, it should give you more screen time or space.
Okay.
You
I don't
can-
want to touch it.
Okay, what you got is stuck in some silly putty.
A
What's holding it up? You don't got a
tripod,
stand?
but I'm
Oh,
afraid
okay,
it's
okay,
gonna
okay. Well, you
kinda
look
do it.
great there. You look great there. I was just nosy. When you turn it this way, I get to see all kind of stuff in your house that you didn't move. You know, like, wait a minute, is that a VHS movie called? I'm just kidding. Hi, everybody. I'm looking at the screen. Everything looks great over there. It's kind of dark on my side. I'm gonna put, ooh, no, that's back. That reminds me of being interrogated. So where exactly were you on the night in question? Oh, I ain't trying to go there. So anyway, Chris, welcome back. Wow, we are really building up quite the viewership. Hi, Regina Dickerson. I know these are all your friends practically. Tyron Atwood, Carolyn Brown, Jessica Tomlinson Bullard. That's her name in there. So Kim Campbell and a lot of women. I knew you was a pimp. I knew it.
No,
Yes.
no.
What is it, Chris, about women in you?
I have no idea. I don't know what it is.
Is it the voice, the Billy D voice? That's way before your
Maybe.
time. Huh?
Maybe it is.
How are the girls?
They're doing good. They're doing really good.
Where are they right now? In bed?
They're chilling out in their room right now.
I know they ain't in bed, especially that
No,
little
they're not in bed yet.
one. Homework.
They had no homework today. So.
So okay, so Chris, before we get into the good and juicy stuff, I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to see how this looks on the. Ugh. Is that really what it looks like to you guys, or is mine? Oh, there. Okay, that's not so bad. I'm turning this back up. I look like I'm on an episode of Batman or something. That's some weird ass like, okay, well, I'm feeling it. It's Bathrobe Moments After Dark. Let's just do our thing. Chris, welcome to the show and welcome back. And thank you for giving us some of your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So listen, first thing I want to ask you is the other night I watched a video and I don't know how you had a lot of viewers on there and you had me stuck again where I was like, I'll forget what I was really doing. But I was like, you were like cooking with Chris or
Trinity?
something like.
You with Trin?
Yeah, and you guys,
Yeah.
it was that I came in when you were showing your daughter how to make the lemonade.
Yes.
And I'm like, micromanage much, Chris? Because Chris is like, put the top on there. Shake it 4.5. No, I'll shake it at 42.5 degree angle. Like, what temperature was that water you just put in? Did you put exactly 3,212 granules of sugar in there? I was like, Chris, you were so specific. And then when it was all said and done, she tasted it and she looked at you like, how's it taste? She was like, not enough lemon. And she goes, no, not enough lemon. And anyway, it was really interesting. But what I loved about it was how you were right there with those girls.
Yeah. All the time.
All the time.
All the time. Yep.
I think it's awesome. And you have full custody.
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot. And let me ask you this. Do you have a license to carry?
No.
You better get one.
Yeah.
You got 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boy, are you crazy? Huh? You better get one. You put some hearts on the screen, right? Anybody out there raising daughters? Todd Hart, you have 2 daughters. Tell him. So, and they're so beautiful, so sweet. I just love watching your family. You and your daughters need to have a show on one of those cable channels.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. And let's see if we can make that happen. Because when I watch you, I get stuck.
Yeah.
Stuck. So Chris, let's start off. Let's ease our way into what we're going to talk about in the juicy gooey center of this,
Okay.
of this interview. But I'm sure a lot of people would like to know, what's it like? What's a typical day look like at your house? What time does it start in the morning? What time does it end at night? And when the girls are in bed and it's just Chris in the world,
Mhm.
where do you go? Do you go pop open a brewski? Are you getting yourself some scotch? You know, because I already know it's you cool ass Chris. So I already know you probably got yourself some doers, you know, something like that. But what do you do? Take us through a typical day. Because it
All right.
can't be like everybody else's. It just can't be.
Yeah. It may be similar to some
In
people,
some
but
ways, but not always.
yeah.
First of all, you're a single father.
Yes.
I can count the single fathers I know that have custody of more than one child on one hand. Matter of fact, on
Mm.
three fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of the three. So that's not something we all get to see every day. So go ahead, take us down through there.
All right. So my day usually starts at 6:30 in the morning. My oldest, Nevaeh, gets up, and I get up sometimes with her. Sometimes I get up slowly, but I get up and I make sure she gets dressed, gets ready to get up and get down to the bus at 7:05. And I wake up
Down to the
Trinity,
second.
my youngest,
Yes.
and then she doesn't catch the bus till like 8:15, so she gets ready early, and then we usually sit on the couch and watch like Paw Patrol or whatever kid show there is that she likes. And then I get her on the bus, and then she goes off, and then it's me by myself until they get home.
It's you
So
by yourself.
usually,
Now
yeah.
what happens?
So usually it depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I feel very tired or I don't feel good, so sometimes I'll go back and lay down and take a nap or something. Otherwise, I'm cleaning the house, doing the dishes, or I go for a walk.
All that
And
laundry and shit with two girls.
yes,
Right.
I
So
love them.
Chris, physically, do you deal with any or do you have any residual health issues from all because you've had over 200 and some surgeries? Your mom stopped
Right,
counting at 200.
right.
And you were how old when she stopped counting?
I was like around 14 or 15.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. So and you had plenty more since then.
yeah, until I was 19.
Let me ask you this. Medication.
Mhm.
Are you required to take a lot of medication?
I don't take any.
You don't take any medication. Do
No.
you experience any pain
Um,
from any of the
very not from like the burns really, but like I have arthritis in both of my knees, like really bad. And my right knee, it sounds funky, but my right kneecap is in totally wrong spot. It's way too high up.
okay,
So occasionally that hurts a lot. Sometimes I can't even move
occasionally.
my legs because of it.
Okay.
But
But
it doesn't happen much, so
from the accident, nothing.
nothing.
Okay. Now I don't know how much of this you can remember, but I was just talking to a friend. By the way, y'all, I'm getting inducted into Rotary tomorrow. I don't know why I'm so excited about it. You'd have thought I won the Miss Naperville contest or something. I'm not kidding you. I'm so excited about Rotary because we help nonprofits. I've never been a part of a community anything unless it was like, you know, a lineup. And so so this is like really different for me. I'm so excited. I was talking to somebody from the Rotary right before we got on here, and I was telling them about how I was telling them who my guest was, and when I was telling your story, and I said, but that's not why I asked him on. And I'm keeping it real with you, Chris. The stories about the fire and all that and the explosion, that's not why I reached out to you.
Mhm.
I reached out to you because I needed to find out how it could be that every one of the pictures I saw of you as a little boy, I mentioned this on the morning show when we were together,
Right,
you were grinning from ear to ear.
right.
There was a picture of you wrapped in gauze,
Mm-hmm.
just grinning you know, you just won all the grand prize game at Bozo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Do you even know how you did that? Where was all that joy coming from when the world around you was all about sympathy and empathy? Everybody that saw you, and you know this,
Yeah.
talk about that. How much of that do you still remember? I think more than people would imagine.
Um, I remember bits and pieces. It's very spotty sometimes. Like sometimes I'll be sitting there and then I'll remember something.
What about when
But
you
like
see pictures? What
when I
about
see
what happens to you
pictures,
when you look at those pictures?
it kind of feels like I'm looking at somebody else because I know that sounds weird, but I don't remember any of my younger years. So like when I see the pictures, I'm like, wow, okay. So I went through that. And I remember like as I got older, I remembered stuff that happened as I got older in the hospital and all that stuff. And
Okay.
then hearing the stories as I grew up.
Now
But
there may
I
be some people.
was
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You
no,
know me.
sorry,
I'll put in a minute.
you're good. I was just always a happy kid, and I always seemed to find some way to make someone smile or laugh like all the time. So I
All the
guess
time.
yeah,
That was a natural gift.
yeah,
Oh, I'm already getting ready to tell y'all. I already know. See, I'm trying to keep it light because Chris, you broke me down on my own show. You did. You broke me down. I'm keeping it real on my own show. And you know what it was? It wasn't some sympathy invoked feeling about what we were talking about or how you were laying that story down. I'm gonna tell you what it was because I've spent a lot of time thinking about it since we got off that show.
yeah.
Chris, I'm gonna tell you something. The way you make when you respond to these questions I throw at you,
Mhm,
the way that you make it so plain, you make it so crystal clear
mhm.
that it can't help but break my heart because it makes me wonder about myself. Like, how the hell? I'm serious because until I met you, I thought I'd been through some shit. I mean, I really did, and I still do.
Yeah,
But there are certain elements that I don't think I'll ever get like you naturally, innately have. There's just this gentle sweetness about you that I refer to as cool as Chris. Because we can go
yeah,
into that too. We can go into that. Because I already know. I watch your shows, Chris. I watch your posts. I watch all that. And I see all those women. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. They walking through there like, hey,
yeah.
Chris. Hey, Chris, how you doing, baby? Right. And I'm like, how the hell? Now, let's talk about that. You have two daughters. I'm only asking what they
Yeah.
all want me to ask. You know damn well, Chris. They want I couldn't say all this on the morning part, but we here after dark, right? So what's
Yep.
this called? Illuminating conversations, where we get
Yeah.
to ask those questions, talk about those things that a lot of people be afraid to ask, or they want to, right? And we're gonna
Right.
get it off the table. So first of all, you
Right.
got two beautiful daughters,
Yeah.
Nevaeh and Trinity. See, I
Correct.
remember that I'm not even looking at my notes. That's not even on my notes. My pad is blank, pretty much. Uh,
Nice.
right, because I remember your story. How could I forget any element of your story? I love
Mm,
your story. I fell in love with you. I fell in love with your family, your daughters. I watch everything you do now because I
mhm,
learn. I walk away. I don't care what kind of day I'm having, Chris. All I got to do is go to your page. It doesn't even have to be a live that it's live. It can be a replay.
mm,
And I can hit that little arrow and sit there and watch you do your thing in your family. I don't care if it's making lemonade or skipping stones at the lake's edge.
mhm.
And it makes me feel better about myself. It makes me feel better about my life, and it makes me want to do better with my life.
Good. Awesome.
It's an automatic thing. It's an
Mhm.
automatic thing. So let's talk about Nevaeh and Trinity's mama. It's both girls, one mother.
Right.
So people go, okay, talk about the first. Tell us about the first time. Because was there ever a time, Chris, when you were growing up and all your little guy friends were like, yeah, man, I like Tiffany. Tiffany, fine as hell. You know, this and the other. Yeah, I like Amber. Be careful of Ambers. I'm glad you
Yeah.
didn't name your daughters Amber, because you know.
Yeah.
There's a pole in her future. I'm just kidding. But if her name is Bambi, there really is a pole in her future.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and a whole bunch of ones. So, Chris, have you ever met anybody named Bambi that wasn't a dancer?
I haven't, but I know
Me
there
neither.
is.
You do? Oh, okay. Sorry, Bambi. That's
I don't know if there is. I'm just
choir
saying
director at the
maybe.
Catholic Church. So listen, you tell us about the first time you saw a girl and you were like, wow, I'm feeling her. Or the first time a girl hit on you. How did that go down? And did you trust the girl when she was like hitting on you? Or did you say, like, now, really? You know people want to know this, Chris. I'm just the one that's got enough balls to ask. Y'all know it's true. Y'all want to know. So, Chris, how did that go down?
It's it was
Where'd you
different each
meet? Where'd
time.
you meet?
My ex-wife I met through a friend of mine who went to school with her, and she had just lost her mother, and because I had lost my father about 2 years prior, he figured maybe I could help her through this hard time.
See,
So I was like, all right, I'll talk to her, and we talked for like a few months or so, and it scared me, and I refused to talk to her again for like a
what
while.
scared you? You started feeling.
She was not just that, but she was starting to feel things towards me, and I felt it too, but it just freaked me out because I have a very different image of myself than most people do. So
You do?
to me, yeah,
What do you mean?
it's hard to describe. Like it's kind of like it's my mindset, and I don't see what you guys see. Like my smile is crooked and weird to me. It's so odd.
Are you
So like
serious?
yeah, and my voice is annoying. There's a lot of things I don't like about myself, but
That's the way it is with most people.
yeah.
The things that
So
take us the farthest in life are the things we usually do and start out in life not liking about ourselves.
correct, right, right.
Oh, so you're no different. Just get that off the table.
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
So
It's getting good,
so
y'all.
yeah, I stopped talking to her for a little bit, and then finally I talked to her again. And what I did was I surprised her by this was when she was still in school. I was already graduating like the year before. So I surprised her and showed up at her school to pick her up, give her a ride home, and I met her. That was our first time meeting face to face,
When you
and
picked
it
her up, that
was
was the first time you met face to face.
yeah.
So you broke up with her, pretty much. That's what you did. Broke her heart. Everybody was calling you, talking about what's her name?
Her name was Shannon. Or is Shannon?
Shannon. Yeah, right. She's still alive. So
Yeah.
Shannon. So you hurt Shannon, and then everybody started calling you. Why Shannon crying all the time? What you do to Shannon? Right?
No,
Oh,
no, we were just friends talking.
okay, but
Just
when you said you just stopped because
yeah,
it scared you. What does that mean?
yeah. I was afraid to really get in a relationship with somebody because
Had you
I
never
wasn't
been in one?
sure. I had before, but not like this.
Oh,
This
so
was
Shannon
more
wasn't your
root.
first rodeo.
She was my first wife, yes,
What
but not my first
first wife?
girlfriend.
How
So
many you supposed to have? Wait
I've
a
only
minute.
had one. I've
Hold
only had
on.
one.
Oh, playboy. Hold on, player. Hold on, player. Put some hearts on the screen. Some Billy D hearts. That's what they need. Ooh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
So Shannon was relationship number what? Oh, too many to remember?
the third or fourth one maybe. But like this, it was different though. Like I felt different with her. It's hard to explain. I know.
Oh, because you loved her.
The other, yeah, well, yeah, but I liked the other ones too. But it wasn't like I guess like you said, I didn't feel like that love.
So there it is, everybody. Because see, there it is. Dispel that myth. That's what I want to thank you. Where my church fan. I'm fanning for all of y'all because everybody's sitting up there going. Because let me tell you something, Chris. I didn't even have my first relationship till I was 22. I didn't think anybody would ever want me, find me attractive, or anything. And a lot of it was connected to the fact that I've been abused a lot because I was in 22 foster homes. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, it was what I saw. Like you said about your crooked smile, or you think this. I remember that. I remember standing in the mirror and actually trying to like change the way my face looked. And I was 14 years old. Because to me, it looked so grotesque. I looked just like, ugh. And that followed me all the way into my 50s. Do you know, I lost 60 some pounds when I turned 50 and entered some competitions and actually won and became a grand champion, a physique champion. And until then, when they needed pictures of me, I did not realize, excuse me, that for 30, 40 years, I had shaved my head, shaved my face, brushed my teeth in the shower because I couldn't look in the mirror and do any of those things. Social media, I didn't have profile pictures. I had that little silhouette guy. And when family members, if I asked them, do you have any pictures of me? Everything they sent me was this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like myself. So it has nothing to do with scars that people can see on the outside. The worst ones are the ones that you cannot see at all.
Right.
So that's the same. So what you were describing with the crooked smile is exactly what I dealt with, which is exactly what the girl with bulimia, which is exactly what the person with self-esteem, or this, that, and the other, whatever it is, we all deal with that same, we all swam in that same pool. We all drink that same damn Kool-Aid. That's my point. So, okay. So now you done went through women like we go through underwear.
Sure.
Okay. So you're on Shannon. How did you know the difference between love and like, love and lust? What was it?
I couldn't stop thinking about her. Like, that was like all my mind was occupied with her. And just being away from her like made me feel empty, kind of like incomplete.
Sure.
So, but whenever I was with her, it was like the whole world was just stopped and it was just us two in that moment.
Just the two of you. Let me ask you something, Chris, because there's got to be something. I know you're divorced and this and the other, but there will always be that connection between you and Shannon, other than just the two girls. Because there must be, I know what it's like. I know it took me 50 years. And then just like that, I looked into the eyes of my everything, and everything in the world became right. I'm the guy, I tell people all the time, I jokingly used to say to God in my 20s, hey, God, I'm making a deal with you, dude. I want to wait and spend the last 5 minutes of my life looking into the eyes of my everything. I would rather do that. Give me 5 minutes with my everything. I'd rather have that than a whole lifetime with just anything.
Right.
Right around 40, 41, I looked up and I was like, damn, you took me seriously, didn't you? Because I hadn't had nobody. So I know what it's like when you say you can't get them off your mind.
Right.
Now, let me ask you something. Did you ever think, I'm asking a question, y'all know y'all want to know. Y'all just don't even go like, ooh, don't even go there with me. So, look, that's this talking. I'm just saying. So Chris, did you ever have that thing where, because we all deal with it. You don't have to be burned 97% of your body, 3rd and 4th degree burns. You can have burns on the inside. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. I ain't got no problem in putting mine out there because telling my story put me on the covers of magazines. So I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, all those men in all those foster homes that touched my no area, stranger danger, and all of that. You know what? I had to reinvent blame. I don't blame them for anything negative. I blame them for getting me to a point of patience in my life where if I hadn't been where I was, I might have been out there sleeping and doing anything with anybody. And in that age time, in that frame, in that time of life, people were dying from AIDS
Yeah.
left and right. But
Mhm.
those abusers who thought they were sealing my silence to their dirty deeds, little did they know they were keeping Loren alive until he
Right.
walked smack dab into his everything. So I
Yeah.
blame you. Yeah, I blame all 14 of you abusers, but I blame you for giving me the joy, the beauty of patience until
Mhm.
in my 50s, I looked up and I was staring into the eyes of my everything.
Right.
A lot of people spend their whole lives living with people that they shouldn't even been friends with, let
Mhm.
alone making children and spending their lives together. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering, did you ever think, and to be honest, did you, with any of these girls, did you ever think they were acting like they liked you out of pity? Or did it make them popular because they were the girl that was dating Chris?
Yep. Yep.
Talk about that.
Quite a few
How
of
you
them
got
actually.
around it, how you processed it, and how you could tell the real from the fake. Tell them
Right.
about it.
Yeah. In high school, that's where it happened a lot. I think I had like 2 or 3 girlfriends throughout high school, but each one did exactly what you said. They either
Mm,
felt bad for me, so
mm,
they just act like they were with me or whatever. But yet, when they weren't around me, they were saying whatever behind my back about me or whatever, and I'd
mm,
find out later. Or some of them, like you said, would be with me because it was the popular thing. Because I wasn't the outcast at school. I was pretty popular in school because I would make people laugh, so everybody liked me, and so they would want to be with me so they could hang out with these kids or those kids or whatever. And then when they got to that level of being with those kids, they'd leave me for one of those kids or whatever. And yeah, it was pretty painful because it made me like put a guard up big time against people.
mm,
And
mm.
yeah, that's
Chris,
feel like I guess that's one of those.
since we're already in there, let's go ahead and get this one out there too. Okay,
All right.
because people need to know this. They need to know because they have children, they have grandchildren. They may have been that person that needs to reach back out and fix this shit that they did way back when. And I'm talking about bullying and this, that, and the other. I want you to
Right.
look directly into that camera and take us into that moment, because you've been through a lot of pain, inside, outside, upside, downside,
Yeah.
all kinds, from the
Right.
rooter
Right.
to the tutor.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that one that stands out above all else.
Mm-hmm.
That thing that somebody said, that look that somebody gave, whatever it was, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us about that because it's going to surprise people, Chris. They're not going to think that it's not going to be what they think it is. I
Mm-hmm.
already know. How do I know? Because I can tell this question, I can tell all of y'all, this question didn't come from me. This question that Chris is about to answer came through me. So get ready.
Uh,
I'm going to tell you know what I'm talking about, don't you, Chris?
yeah.
There you go. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
So one particular moment I can remember, and to this day, it affects me. And this was in like 6th or 7th grade. And I don't wear shorts at all because of this.
Mm-hmm.
I was wearing shorts this one day, and some kids came up behind me and they were laughing, and I wasn't thinking anything. And then they were like, "Oh, nice shorts and nice legs you got there, Chris." And they started laughing at me. And as they walked away, there was like this nickname people used to call me just to get on my nerves, and it was Krusty Chris. So when they walked away, they were laughing, saying Krusty Chris, and they walked away. And ever since that day, I've never worn shorts again. So I know I shouldn't let it bother me, but it does. It does.
I don't know what anybody else is doing right now, but I'm gonna tell you what just happened to me, Chris. You need to know this because that's why you need to continue telling your story. When you said that, I didn't have to have an exact match
Mhm.
in my journey, but I had one that was close. I went straight back to the just now when you were saying that. I promise you, I swear on both of my dead mothers, both of them, my adoptive and my biological. I promise. Only time I do that is when I want people to know I'm not bullshitting. When you said that, when you talked about that, it took me right back to the playground at Oak Manor Elementary School, where there was a girl that used to cut across our playground every day. And her name was Patsy Atkins. And I don't know anything about Patsy Atkins but her name.
Mhm.
But that's not quite true. I don't know why they chose her. Let's put it that way.
Right.
But every time she would cut through our she was older than us, coming from the junior high to cut through our playground during our recess to get to where she lived. They'd say, "Ooh, Patsy Atkins," and they'd run up and one of them would touch her, and then that person would run around and touch us and say, "You got her cooties. You got her
Mhm.
cooties." And later in life, I remember I was sitting at home one day. It was after high school and everything. They were talking about a house fire, and they said that a woman named Patsy Atkins, had
Mhm.
died inside that fire.
Mhm.
And I can't tell you how I've never been able to release with your story just took me back to it again.
Yeah.
And so, I wasn't the lead bullier, but it doesn't make any difference
Mhm.
because I don't even know if the lead bullier probably hasn't, maybe he hasn't never lost 1 ounce of sleep over
Yeah.
starting the Patsy Atkins. She's got cooties. But I know for me that when I saw what happened to her and I took me back to that day, I felt like there was no hole big enough in the world for me to
Mhm.
crawl in because I knew that I had been mean, screaming out and laughing and running around and doing all that shit and didn't even know this girl.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. It's those moments. It was those moments that pushed me into believing that I could be something other than what the world predicted I would be because of my past, because of
Right.
all those abuses, because of 22 homes and all the things that happens to kids like you. It was the fact that I wanted to do something, I guess, to be able to purge the Patsy Atkins moment.
Mhm.
And I think we all have something like that. I want y'all to think about that because I know I'm not the only one. And Chris, so that brings us to this is another thing, and going in there and talk about it. You remember that post, excuse me, that you put out a couple weeks ago, right after we met, where you were talking about, which is what I put into the promo for this one, when you were talking about that person that came on and said, "Why are you using your looks?"
Mhm.
What the hell? I can't believe somebody with their own profile picture. That's a real person. I'm pretty sure it wasn't one of them fake accounts.
Right.
A real person had the nerve. Chris, talk about that. Tell everybody what that person said, and let's get in there. Let's get in there, and let's talk about that because people need to hear this, and I need people to say what they feel
Right.
about that because I can't understand that.
Right.
I'm saying this. I'm gonna say this last thing, and then I'm out. Y'all think y'all get shocked by Trump and some of the shit that comes out of his mouth. He's no different than the people walking around us every day. Chris can may prove that. Chris, tell him about that post.
Right. So some random person commented saying for me to get out there in the world and stop getting online and doing my little tea times and so on. And I commented saying, I do get out there. And so they started accusing me of doing my lives and such and using my story for sympathy to get stuff from people. Um, they were like, I can't remember exactly the whole conversation, but
Why are
it was,
you using your looks?
yeah, they're like, why using your looks to get things from people and having them feel bad for you to give you things? And I'm like, I'm not asking for anything. I don't
Right.
ever ask for anything. I don't want anything from anybody. I'm just doing this.
I'm
Like,
so bamboozled. I don't know which
hey,
camera to look at. The phone over here, which is 30 seconds late, or this one. I'm telling you what, Chris, when I read that, I know that some of you out there watching saw that when it happened, right? Because Chris got a lot of friends on here. I had to sit down. I had to sit down because you know what? It's a good thing I wasn't on the freeway when that shit came through my feed where somebody was like cutting me off. It's a good thing that I wasn't like at Black Friday when that woman like last year came up and snatched that backpack out of my hand that I saw first and ran off like it wasn't nothing because I wanted to, it's a good thing because I'm gonna tell you what, when Chris, when you put that on there, if I wanted to beat, if I really needed to beat an ass, it was them. I mean, I wanted to beat an ass. I don't care who's, just bring me an ass. Anybody, bring me an ass. I need to beat an ass. That's how I felt because it was like, no, this cannot be happening. Now you would think, there's no way to win. You can't win for losing in this world.
right,
I mean, if it's a girl and she making her money on Instagram, showing her booty, she got big breasts, or it's a guy and he's like all flexed and this and the other. Oh, he's
right.
this and the other. Then you have the opposite end. Who, which one of y'all would have ever believed that somebody would have had the unmitigated gall? First of all, how often do we get to use that term? Legitimately, right here. How often does someone have the unmitigated gall to say something like that? So, Chris, let me tell you, what did it do to you? You
It,
talk about that pain moment and stuff. Was that one?
oh yeah, big time. That was it. Like, it was one of the main reasons why before I came and did lives and did my story, that was one of the main reasons why I've been hiding for so long. Because I didn't want people to think that I'm doing it for stuff.
Exploiting.
Yeah. So then when they did that, it was just like bam, like it was like a slap in the face almost. Because I was like, man, maybe I was right. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I should go back to hiding. And
See,
I was really close to doing it too. And it still goes in my mind because of like that the GoFund thing I have going. I didn't want to do that. And
talk about that.
the
And
GoFund,
wait. Before you talk about that, I'm looking dead into the camera. Listen, you guys, if you've ever in your life wanted to be a part of something bigger than yourself, now is that time. What do I mean by that? Right now, because of what Chris is about to tell you about, trust me. I don't care if you know me or not. Trust me. Hit that share button. Invite your friends in right now. If you want and need to be a part of something bigger than yourself, invite people in to hear what's about to come out of this man's mouth. Because what you've been looking for all your life could very well be right in front of you right now. And this I know to be true. Chris, go ahead and tell them what you're talking about.
so I'm talking about this GoFund that I had started, and I was really against it, because I'm the type of person where if something happens, it's my responsibility. I need to figure that out for myself.
Right.
And I don't like to take people because people work for their money, and I don't want to take the money from them because that's their money.
Right. Right.
So, but I was getting messages after messages after messages. I couldn't keep up with them telling me, start the GoFundMe. And I told everybody, no, I'm not doing that. But I forgot who it was, but somebody was talking to me and they said, sometimes you go through hard times in your life and it's teaching you to stop being so, I guess, prideful or whatever. And to actually reach out for help and accept it, because not only are you getting the help, but you're also helping that person that's helping you.
Hmm.
If you tell them no, you're pretty much like being a blessing blocker. You're just not letting
Blessing
it happen.
blocker.
Yeah. So I learned to, if someone's gonna help me, take the help, because everybody needs help. Everybody does, and it's okay to
Everybody.
get it. And then
Everybody.
if it was the opposite way around, and I had the ways, I'd be helping people as much as I could. I hope to one day get my story out there enough to where I can visit places and talk to people and help them with whatever. That's why I'm doing it, just to help people. And so yeah, so my car is literally falling apart, like literally. Um, the muffler's about to fall any minute. The inside's all messed up. The brakes have a leak. The transmission has a leak. Everything's just falling off of this car. So people told me do a GoFundMe and see if you can get enough to get it repaired or
Get a
get
new
enough to get
car.
it replaced. Yeah. So it's been going for, I think, maybe almost a month now, and we just reached the $1,000 mark. So that's really good.
Where do we find this GoFundMe link, Chris?
I have it on my page, but I can share it afterwards if you want.
You're gonna share it. Drop it in. Drop it in
Yeah,
before we
sure.
get out of here tonight.
Okay.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. There are people, y'all know, quit playing. Quit playing. I'm gonna say something right here. If I was such a Christian, like those ones that can speak in tongues and all that, I would have to say Asa Baba Ka. I don't have that gift. So I'm just gonna use my little church fan and to show you how serious I am about what we're talking about. Chris, let me tell you something. You have everything people beg and cry and plead and play on people's emotions with a whole lot more going for them than you have.
Mm.
And the fact that you don't want to do that, but you're a single father with two babies.
Yeah.
Two babies.
Right.
And you're not using, look, y'all know I ain't even gotta go there. Why am I trying to explain the obvious? Let me tell you something about the truth. Look at your screen. I don't care what you're holding, an iPad, your phone, you got your laptop, you got your desktop, you got it up on your big screen TV. I don't care where you're looking at it at. Look at the truth. The truth is the only thing in this universe that never changes. And it will never change on us. If you can't hear the silent dog whistle, that's why they say the truth has a ring to it. Chris, you don't have to apologize about a GoFundMe page to get a car. Look at this story.
Mm.
Drop that link in there. Pride be damned. I'm just so grateful to you. I'm so grateful to you because I'm gonna tell you something. I am grateful. Number one, why I'm grateful to you because when I even toot my eyebrow, my lips get ready to act like they want to say something in the form of crying or bitching or moaning or complaining. I am going to, before I let it come out of my mouth, I promise you on everything I love, I'm going to your page. Because if I can watch your life and then still feel like I have something to bitch, moan, or complain about, then I will do it. But I got a sneaking suspicion because I've already been doing it, Chris.
Mm.
I go to your page and I get empowered. I get rejuvenated. I understand. I look at you. I look at your girls. I listen to the dialogue. I promise you, I'm telling you the truth. I watch what goes on between you two, and it makes me want to go and fix things with people in my family that I said I'll never talk to again.
Mm.
It does a lot to make me desire to be a better person.
Mm.
I want to talk about that as we get ready to come up to the last 10 minutes of this interview, because Chris Tomlinson, I don't know. I got it. Oh, I wrote this down. We got to talk about that. Let me circle it. I just want you to know, because I don't want to get out of here without, and you guys invite people, when we get out of here tonight, share it. Share this. Seriously. I don't care what you see. Here's the deal, Chris. I know you relate, but I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all because it's bathrobe moments after dark. We can lay it all out of there. I'm gonna lay it down, pick it up if you want to, leave it down there if you want to. Two choices in this world: the one we make and the one we don't. So I'm gonna just put it out there. Out there, you do what you need to do with it. But I'm gonna tell you something. You know why Chris is here? Chris is here to help us get in alignment with what is for us to see that, wait a minute, wake up, people. I am so grateful to have you there. Keep posting your stuff. I don't care who that person is. Screw that person. I'm serious because I know where I can go. I know where I can go that helps me ground myself in what matters in this world. Own truths. Because Chris, you know what? People take for granted. They think that, you want your burns healed and this, that, and the other. It was over. It was like, okay. Oh well. Oh, look at him. How many times in your life, Chris, have you ever considered suicide?
Too many times. I can't give you a number.
Can't even give you the number. Yeah. You know what? How many of you out there can say that same answer, give that same answer, and ain't got a burn scar on you? Think about it. Really think about it. Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't care if there's anybody else on this planet. I'm gonna tell you, if our relationship, you know how I was calling you tonight, like, where you at? Because I was like, that ain't like Chris, right? Right? Cool ass Chris, right? But I felt a genuine concern. I was worried. Because, and it was, I gotta be honest with you, hell yeah, it was selfish reasons. Because I don't want nothing to happen to my Chris Tomlinson. That's how I feel about it. Because Chris, I'm telling you something. We all go through stuff, and we need to understand why we were chosen to go through it. Why me? Because we've been promised that we will never go through more than we can handle. You are proof positive of that promise from what is greater than us. And I'm telling you, I want to thank you for that. Because there are a lot of people who talk the talk. They don't walk the walk.
Yeah.
You walk the walk, brother. You walk that walk.
Thank you.
All day, every day. And I can't wait to see what comes out of these girls of yours. You pour so much into them. I sit there and I go, oh my God, So Chris, what is it that you feel? What can you leave with people tonight as we round this last lap of this interview? Because I've been looking forward to this one since the day we said it. I really have. I am telling you, Chris Tomlinson, I don't care if you never touch another life in your life. You've done for me, dude. Priceless. Absolutely priceless. So tell us about what's around the corner for you. Really.
I don't know.
What would you like? I mean, Chris, honestly, you gotta, it's a big old thing today in this world where people go, oh, what's your why? And I've been telling people lately that, God told me when they ask me that question, now I tell them the why for me is the why you find on the end of the word legacy. That's my why. That one at the end of that word, because that means I have lived the life and written a story and found the courage to tell and share that story so that when my tongue is silenced and Loren is gone, my fingerprints, my DNA, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, my story can still be here doing what it was meant to do all along. Chris, you get that. And you know, I'm telling you, I thought I went through a lot to get to the point to be able to have a story, to be an authority, to tell somebody something to help them through. But then I look at you and I feel like, you know, I feel like, God. But you know what? I believe that we agree before we come here from wherever it begins. We agree. We are shown. This is what we're offering you. Are you sure? And I know that. And I know that. And I know you looked at this entire journey and you said, okay. I know nobody wants that. Everybody's moving away from the line. But I'll take that. I'll take that journey. Give it to me. And I thank you for that. I freaking thank you for that. Because, you know, everybody wasn't running up to the front saying, give me that one.
Yeah.
You did it. And it's changing. I want you to know, I don't care if nobody else in this universe ever tells you. I'm telling you, you have had such an impact on me. I'm going to take what I have and I'm going to take it as far as I can stretch it. I am a human piece of taffy and I'm going to stretch it as far as I can until that bitch breaks in half. And it's because every time I think I can't go any further, put somebody like you in front of me and proves to me you haven't even gotten started. So you need to know that. You need to know that. So Chris, I want to thank you. I want you to know that, listen, put that GoFundMe link in. I am going to share it. I am challenging each and every person under the sound of my voice to get that link out there. Get people to get behind this. You want to be a part of something bigger than yourself? Now's your chance. Here's what's going to happen, everybody. One day, when it's time for us each to transform into what's next, when it's time for us to leave this plane and move to what is next, I believe there will be something of a sizzle reel. This is your life moment where what is greater than us is going to sit us down, hand us a bucket of popcorn, and say, get ready, because I'm about to show you your fondest memories. What will yours consist of? This is your opportunity right now to get this out there, to be a part of something bigger. Chris and his girls need a car. Does it have to come through some big government agency? Do you have to see it on some network television station? Does Oprah have to put it up? Does Ellen have to have him on a show? Why does it have to be at that level? Why can't it be right here, right now, and still the truth that never changes on us and will never change at all? Why is it that that truth that has a ring to it, you have to hear it only on a network affiliate stage? Why can't you hear it right here, right now, and know that it's the truth? And do what you can do. In the manner in which we bless other people is the manner in which the Creator will bless us. Know this. Don't get it twisted. Chris, I'm going to do everything I can to help you. I thank you.
Thank you
For making my life a better life. I thank you for making me a better me. And I thank you for being here and sharing everything you are. Thank you for wherever it was that we all began, for running to the front of the line of this story and saying, make it mine. I'll take it. I'll do it. I honor you. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I wish I was cut from the bolt of cloth that you were cut from. I wish I was. I'm not even close.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We'll be back here a week from today at 7 p.m. Share this out. Let people know what we're doing every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central right here on Bathrobe Moments. I'm Loren Harris and Chris Tomlinson, my man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Good night, everybody. We'll see you in a week. Woof.